Hello, welcome to my new video. Today I am going to take the first chapter in ninth standard political science, that is democracy. What is democracy and why democracy? So, from this chapter, we will clearly understand what is democracy and why we need a democracy. So these are the main two questions we are going to clear from this chapter. So the major aspects of this chapter. First of all, we will go to study about from where the word democracy derived or originated. And the second one, what is democracy? The meaning and the definition, both we will study. And the features of democracy, and the merits and the demerits of democracy, or advantages and the disadvantages of democracy. Then the difference between democratic government and non-democratic government, or a comparative study between democratic government and non-democratic government. And at last, we will study about the democracy, the broader meaning of democracy, direct democracy, and indirect democracy. Then we will have some case study about some different nations such as Myanmar, Chile, Nepal and Saudi, Pakistan, Poland and Iraq, China, Mexico, and Zimbabwe. We will go through this area also. So, first of all, then we will study about the broader meaning of democracy, the minimum understanding. We can identify democratic and non-democratic countries, and the good democracy and bad democracy, the features of good democracy. Then we will have a conclusion and a summary or consolidation. So, from firstly we were starting the first point, that is from where the word democracy derived. Okay, so we will go to the first question answer, from where the word democracy derived. So the word democracy derived from the Greek word, that is demos and kratia. This is a Greek word, demos, kratia. Demos means people and kratia means rule or power. So demos plus kratia is equal to people power. So democracy means the power of people or people's rule. So the word derived from where? Yes, that is from Greek. Then we are going to study the meaning of democracy. First of all, we are going to study the meaning of democracy. What is the meaning of democracy? Democracy is a form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people. What is the meaning of democracy? Democracy is a form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people. And we will have some question there. In that meaning itself, we have some question. What is the first question? Who are the rulers? Who are the rulers? Second one, what kind of election? We already said that elected by the people. And what kind of election? And who are the people? Who are the rulers? What kind of election? Who are the people? And what kind of form of government? There are so many forms of government. And what kind of form of government we are going to study here? So these are the question is arised from the meaning. We already said here democracy is a form of government. Which form of government? We didn't say there. In which the rulers, which type of rulers or who are the rulers elected? Who are for what kind of election? By the people. Who are the people? So these are the questions we already taken from this meaning. And there is a definition done by the former American President Abraham Lincoln. What he has said, democracy is a government of the people, by the people and for the people. What he said? Democracy is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. That said by whom? Yes, Abraham Lincoln. So, we already arrived to some questions. That first question is, who are the rulers? So, we are going to study the crux of democracy or the features of democracy we are going to study. The first question is, who are the rulers? So, there is an answer. The first feature of democracy is the answer of this question. In a democracy, the final decision making power must rest with those who are elected by the people. So, who are the rulers? There was a question. So, the rulers who are elected by the people. And what they are doing? They have the final decision making power. So, they are the most powerful in the democracy. So, we got the first question answer. And the second question was, what kind of election? So, a democracy, that is the second feature of democracy, that a democracy must be based on a free and fair election. There should not be given any money to cast a vote or to contest an election. There is no need of money. So, that is free election. And also, there is no corruption in election. That's why it called as fair election. Where those currently in power have a fair chance of losing. When we are not ready or we are not satisfied by the present government, we can change them by defeating them in the election, by casting vote against them. So there is a chance of the rulers to lose their rule. So that is the second feature, that is the democracy is based on a free and fair election. And there was another question, who are the people? There is a question in that meaning, who are the people? Yes, that is the third feature of democracy. In a democracy, each adult citizen must have one vote and each vote have one value also. That means each adult citizen have vote and his vote have one value also. That means, who are the people? That means citizen. Who are the citizen? Those who have completed 18 years of age, he became the citizen of India. So, we got the third question answer also. And the last question was what? That what kind of or what form of government? Which type of government? So that is the fourth feature of democracy. That is, in a democracy, a democratic government rules within the set limits set by the constitutional law and citizens' right. So which type of government? Democratic government. So the democratic government, how they rules, the rule and everything already set by the constitutional law and the citizens' right. The constitution said everything to rule the country in a perfect mode. So that is democratic government. So we already arrived to 4 questions and already we replied 4 questions answers also. And also we studied 4 features of democracy. And the fifth one is, the opposition parties are allowed to function freely before and after the election. So there is a chance not only for the government or ruling party, and also the opposition also is there. Those who go the second in the election, those who are in the first, they will form the government and they will rule the country. And those who are in the second position, they will be the opposition party. So they also have a right to function freely in the functioning of government. And the sixth and the last one of the feature of democracy is, a democratic governments are based on fundamental principles of political equality. So there is an equality in between everything, equality before law. So the democratic government is functioning on the basis of political equality. So these are the 6 features of democracy. The first feature of democracy is the final decision making power must rest in the people, those who are elected by the people, or the representatives, those who are elected by the people. Second one is the democracy is based on free and fair election. Third one is each adult citizen have one vote and each vote have one value. And the fourth one is that the democratic government is rules within the limits set by the constitutional law and citizens' right. And the fifth one, opposition party function freely before and after the election. And the last one, the democratic government is based on the fundamental principles of political equality. So these are the 6 features of democracy.